This is the story of Sheffield Eagles' historic first season in the tough world of Rugby League's Premier Division. The Eagles were only formed in 1984 and in their first season finished 17th in Division 2. History has witnessed a gradual improvement over the seasons to their ultimate promotion in 1989. This was achieved in a thrilling 26-8 victory over Chorley. The historic survival of a brand new club in Rugby League's First Division was achieved by a brave band of men.
The story of Sheffield Eagles begins back in September 1984, when Gary Hetherington, who played the game for over 10 years at that time, realised his ambition to start a new rugby league club in the pioneer city of Sheffield. Gary, back in those days, nobody would ever have thought that Sheffield could be a city that would host a successful rugby league club, and yet you had the vision to go down to Sheffield and establish a club there. What made you think you could do it back 6 years ago?
I had plenty of confidence in what I set out to do. I felt that Sheffield was the right place, based on several criteria. Would have been potential crowd support and communications as well, in that Sheffield was close to the West Riding, which was going to be the recruiting area for all our players. And I felt Sheffield was the right place, and I had no doubt that to organise a club out the way I saw it being organised could be successful.
And you had financial backing, you thought, or at least...
We had, but that didn't materialise, and so we started the club with no money at all. But
you must have been very tempted to throw the towel in right at the start.
No, not at all. I mean, once we got up and running after about 2 or 3 months, and the realisation was that as a going concern it wasn't viable. But I'd always had a lot of belief in the game itself, and felt that we could pull it round. But yeah, those days were pretty dark days, and wouldn't want to relive them again. But really, that's where the seeds were set for the future success.
Yeah, and of course the first game back in September 1984 was against Rochdale Hornets at the Allerton Stadium. It's a game I still remember quite well, and a game that you won quite convincingly. I think the score was 29-12, if I remember.
Yeah, we did. It was a good performance by the team.
Can you remember much about it?
Yeah,
was it an emotional day?
I played in the game, but I can't remember quite a lot about the occasion. So much had got to be done before the occasion, and in retrospect we tried to do too much in terms of promotion. The result was a good one. We played well on the day and got a good result. But the seeds were set for quite a long and hard struggle, because only 1,000 people turned up at the game, quite a few of them from Rochdale. So we felt that it was going to be a struggle to convert people in Sheffield, given the fact that we weren't going to be that successful on the field because all the players had been vexed, stolen and bothered.
I remember that particular game, Paul McDermott scored 3 tries for you.
Yes, Paul was our record signing. We signed him for £4,500 from York. And he opened up with a hat-trick of tries. In fact, we went a long time before any other player ever scored a hat-trick for Sheffield. Paul did it on that day. And
he was a very popular player in that first season.
Oh, he's always been a popular player, this Paul. He's had a pretty good career.
But of course, Paul wasn't the first player who you signed. In fact, we've got a chap sitting next to me here who was the first signing. Darryl Powell, of course, who's now the club captain. And Darryl, it must have been a great gamble for you in those days, because Gary must have come to you without any other players on the books, and it must have been quite a selling job to persuade you to sign for the Eagles.
Yeah, it was a strange experience going to a club that didn't have any players, so I didn't really know what I was letting myself in for. But you know, I was impressed by Gary's attitude towards the game, and thought that you know, I'd get a chance there, which has proved spot on.
Because you were an amateur international at under 19 level, so there must have been a few other clubs who had their eyes on you at that time.
Yeah, there were a few others, but Gary impressed me most with his attitude and his ideas in the game. So, you know, at the end of the day, I thought that was the best club for me.
And you've now spent 6 seasons with the Eagles, so presumably you still think that way.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've just signed a new contract, so you know, I'll be at the club for a long time to come.
And I think, if I'm right, that there are just 2 players, you and is it Mark Gamson, who have been here for those entire 6 seasons.
That's right, yeah.
So, leaving 1984, it's on to the promotion year, and in a thrilling 88-89 season, major mileposts included Mark Aston's superb scoring record. As an ever-present, he totted up points in every game and finished with a final tally of 307. Also in March, a club record fee of £20,000 was lashed out on a sparkling young star for the future. This was 19-year-old Sonny Nicol. The Eagles' first major trophy was won in the Premiership competition with a fine win over Swinton. This followed earlier defeats of Doncaster and Barrow. The Eagles' second major trophy was won at the beginning of their first season in the top flight and served to warn the rest of the league that they would be a force to be reckoned with. The Wigan Sevens was won with victories over Leeds, Wakefield and finally Widnes.
start of the league season approached, you suffered another dramatic blow, didn't you? Because suddenly we had the tragedy at Hillsborough last season, and then suddenly the local authority in Sheffield, which must have been very sensitive about ground safety, decided that they wouldn't give a safety certificate to Allerton Stadium. So you were suddenly left without a home ground for your debut season in the First Division.
That's right, and Owlerton is not a particularly good venue, but the thing is, no team likes to go and play at Owlerton, and we knew that we'd got a good advantage every time we played there. We knew the pitch, we knew the surroundings, and every team that we played at Owlerton we had a good chance of beating. Obviously when it was closed down it left us without a ground and without a home advantage.
You only had 4 games arranged in fact, because...
Yeah, the 4 really big ones that we needed to take elsewhere anyway because of the potential crowd. They were going to be playing at Bramall Lane and Sheffield Wednesday. But yes, to take Owlerton away from us was a blow, both in an organisational sense, in that we had to start trying to search and find other venues, but also to the team as well.
And of course you didn't manage to persuade the football clubs in Sheffield to allow you to increase the number of games that you were going to play there. They're stuck at 2 each.
Yes, that's right, and I mean it's understandable in a way in that during the winter months when rugby league played on the pitch, that was a big problem for us. We'd be very grateful, of course. 7 clubs in all have all come together to stage our games, and that's something we'll always be grateful for. And now, at the end of the season, we're able to look back and thank them, and I'm sure we'd have done a lot better on one ground, but... I'm sure you would, but nonetheless your record was remarkable, you know, to say that you didn't have that home ground in the city. Because we came to the first match of the season and you got a tough home game against St Helens. And St Helens, of course, had been humiliated at Wembley at the end of the previous season. They'd lost by, I think it was 29-0 against Wigan. 27-0, yes.
27-0, and they were coming with their tails between their legs really for the start of a new season. It was a daunting opening for you.
Yeah, but it was a big occasion, and of course our previous match had been the Premiership final, which was another big occasion. We played well on the big occasion, and we're confident we could do the same. St Helens, as you say, became a star-studded team. They were worried about losing the match because they had everything to lose and not a great deal to gain. And we set off like a house on fire, played superb rugby for an hour, looked every bit winners. We fell away in the last period of the game, and that's one match that we'll always look back on and say we should have won, but we lost it. And I feel that that's put us in good stead for the rest of the season, because we learnt a lot from that defeat, and I think we learned how to win matches and the importance of concentration. And certainly the week after we went to Featherstone and put that experience behind us.
We certainly did, and let's just think back to some of the tries in those early games of the season.
And it's a fairly slow, steady start by the Eagles, not taking any chances, and that's a first-minute drop goal. Well, that's a first-minute drop goal by Darryl Powell. I didn't think it was going to go over, Mick, but what a fantastic start for the Eagles.
Over a flapper, it's the first points in the First Division for Sheffield Eagles.
And Andrew Youngby, former Eastmoor amateur player, gets a good ball out to Smiles. It's a good play by Sheffield. It's Mark Aston. Oh, brilliant play by Sheffield. And it's Jeff Hardy. Hardy gives it to Broadbent. Broadbent must be going for a try. Surely Broadbent must make it. Yes, it's a brilliant try by the Eagles. The first try in the First Division for the Sheffield Eagles at Hillsborough. What a fantastic achievement for the Eagles. As the Eagles come through now, it's Darryl Powell, who's just about 10 yards from the St Helens line, just in front of the post as we break off from our conversation earlier. And it's the ball coming out to Sonny Nicholl. Sonny Nicholl bouncing over, and it's a try! Oh, what a good score by the Eagles. Sonny Nicholl bumped off the defence. I think Phil Vivers got bumped off there. And Nicholl showed what a strong, young, promising player he is. This is a chance for the Eagles. It's Jeff Hardy. Can he get there? Yes! It must be a try.
Aston now. Hardy found the hole. Grimaldi. Aston got the ball. He's in. Powell's in. What a tremendous try. Aston, that's a good ball for Hardy. That's tremendous set-up play. Hardy's in. Showed his pace to Stein. What a try from the Australian. That was worth his airfare at least. Aston now, it's the last tackle. This is good play on the last tackle. It's a change of tactics. Hardy, Young with a chance. Go Andy! Go Andy! Go Andy! Oh yes! What a try on the 5th tackle! Kelly Dunway left off last week. Broadbent now. Oh, that's good play. And it's Nelson. Oh, it wasn't tackled, it's all on. This'll kill it. This'll kill it if he gets away. Cook's done well there. He's in! Oh, what a try! What wonderful support play from Cook. And Maiko showing his inexperience there. Should have let that ball go. Oh, what a wonderful step. Go, Maiko. Oh, it's Dickinson. Dickinson with Nicol with him. Nichol's with him. Get in, Nicol. Get in, Nicol. Oh, my word. What a try from... Well... That's Clark feeding Napper. Napper throws the ball anywhere. Chance for Dickinson. Yes, gets the ball away. Oh, yes. Good play again. Kept the ball alive again. That's another 4 points in injury time.
Smiles gives it to Broadbent. Eagles starting to look more effective. The fans starting to get behind them. And this is a chance for Maguire. A great chance for Maguire. Oh, this is a chance for Powell. It must be a try. What a fantastic try by the Sheffield Eagles. This gives the Eagles a good attacking position. And they choose to take a tap penalty. Gary Van Balen gets the ball, gets to within 5 yards of the Trinity line. What can the Eagles do this time? It's to Grimaldi. Grimaldi gives the pass. This must be a score. And it's Bruce Maguire who scores a superb try for the Sheffield Eagles. Oh, this is a chance for the Eagles. Oh, this must be a score for the Eagles. Well, this is a score for Andrew Young. What a turnaround in this game. Andrew Young seems to have just been injured in that tackle. And the ball comes to David Nelson. Nelson kicks through. And this is... Oh, Nelson gets the ball. Oh, and it must be there. It's a score. Well, my goodness me.
I think a date that'll live in my memory. The 8th of October was the date, and of course it was the World Club Champions Widnes, who 4 days before coming to Sheffield had beaten Canberra Raiders in the World Club Challenge at Old Trafford with a very, very convincing performance. And I know a number of people who I work with came to see the Eagles for the first time that day, convinced that they were really coming to see Widnes. And what a shock they had.
Yeah, everybody came to see the new world champions, and it was a case of how many points they'd score and how well we could do against them. Of course, the previous week we had a good win ourselves. We played at Wakefield and set off pretty badly. There was a tremendous second half recovery. So as we come back from 16-2 down to win 28-16.
So you'd won 2 out of your first 3 league games?
We had a couple of good wins, yeah. And of course we beat Barrow as well, which was at that time a tough match. But the win at Wakefield, the way that we came back, showed the team had got a lot of character and put some good rugby together. So we approached the Widnes game. We knew we weren't favourites, but we knew we had a chance. And we aimed to do everything that Canberra weren't able to do, and that was stop them from playing and show them what we could play as well. And it all came well on the day.
Well, it was an absolutely fantastic game, and I seem to remember again the bloke on my left here, Jeff, playing a very big part in it and scoring. I think it was the first Eagles try, Jeff, that you scored. I seem to remember getting fairly excited about it, in fact.
Yeah, superb effort. Once again the ball went through a few pairs of hands. Jeff took it at full pace, rounded the fullback and raced on from about 30 yards. And that really set the seal. I thought that would have tried to seal the match for us because it destroyed Widnes, gave us more confidence, and the last 20 minutes we really ran them ragged.
And of course you bottled up all their stars, as you say, Martin Afire and all the rest of them didn't make any progress against you at all. I think when it finally got to about 25-6, people in the crowd began to believe that you could actually do it.
Yeah, they realised that Widnes weren't going to come back, because even when we were winning at half time, I think most people felt it was a matter of time before Widnes turned on their act and started racking up a lot of points. But the longer the game went, the stronger that we got, the weaker that Widnes got, and that certainly told with the end result.
And Warren Smiles waiting to take the ball at acting half-back. What's he going to do with it? Gives it to Paul Broadbent. Broadbent bursting through but can't quite give it to the man in support. And it's Smiles again. Smiles playing the acting half-back role. A short kick through by Mark Aston. It could be a try. Oh, it's a try by Jeff Hardy. What a brilliant piece of play by the Eagles. And it's Phil Mackenzie coming across, doing a lot of good defensive work. Mackenzie for Widnes. Aston gives it to Powell, a great move. Brilliant play. Oh, brilliant play. It's a try. A try to the Eagles. What a fantastic try by the Eagles. Bruce Maguire. Mick Cook goes forward with the ball and is tackled just 15 yards from the posts. Eagles running from acting half-back, trying to build a position. What a tremendous impact another try would make. And it's Bruce Maguire. Maguire breaking through. Oh, brilliant play by Maguire. Maguire lost the ball. Oh, that could be over. It's remote. He's there. It's a try. Oh, and this time it's Smiles. Brilliant play by Smiles. Oh, brilliant play. Oh, and it's Hardy. Hardy could be there. It could be there. And it's a try. It's a try for the Eagles. And that must seal this game for the Sheffield Eagles. And Eagles still moving forward. Aston has the ball, gives it to Hardy this time. Hardy to Powell, Powell to Gamson. This is a great opportunity for Sheffield. It's Nickel, Sonny Nickel. It must be there. It must be a try. Oh, brilliant try by the Eagles. My goodness. This is an incredible victory.
So at that stage you were riding high in the First Division and people really starting to take notice of you.
Yeah, we were. It's obviously been an excellent start to the season. We're playing with a lot of confidence. We still, both Stephen, myself and the team knew we still, it was going to be a long season and every point were vital. And I felt one of the turning points was the week after when we went to Castleford. Once again in a very confident mode. Castleford had not made a good start to the season. We knew we could beat them and we did everything by beat them. And at the end of the day, we're very unlucky to come out of it with a 24-22 defeat.
Incredible game again, Mick. You and I were there that day, and one thing that stands out for me is the contribution of David Myko.
Yes, two wonderful tries, straight from the scrum.
Showing tremendous pace.
Showing tremendous pace and an eye for the gap and leaving defenders in his way.
And maturing, a young player maturing
very, very quickly in the First Division.
Well, David had not played fullback before, you know. He'd signed with us as basically a centre or a stand-off, and fullback was a spot that we needed to inject a bit of pace in, and we felt that they were capable of doing the job, and of course they were more than capable.
Well, still only 17 at the time, but as we say, making tremendous progress. But in the opposition there was a bloke who was a bit older than David, a bloke who we could call a veteran, I suppose, John Joyner, who I think was instrumental in winning the game for Castleford, because there was a dubious try that was given to John, a dubious obstruction try that I dare say you and most of the Sheffield supporters...
Well, I think even the referee would admit now that they've made a big mistake. And, you know, the course of the season you get decisions go for you and decisions go against you. That was certainly a match that went against us on the strength of refereeing decisions.
I think John showed his craftiness, didn't he, that
well, he's a top-class player, always has been and still is. And certainly without him, Castleford would not have got anywhere near us. He played well that day, and they were aided by some fortunate decisions. And at the end of the day, we were certainly unlucky. We don't normally look to make excuses, but we were unlucky not to win that match.
But the sad thing was that you were winning it until very late in the game, and then
yes,
Castleford came away.
Cass scored a superb try, which is worthy of winning any match.
Yeah.
But certainly on the 78 minutes up to that, we ought to be well in front, and we shouldn't have been really a chance of losing at that stage. But of course we did, and the players were really bitter about losing the match, and turned into...
But on the day the Eagles looked a top-class First Division
tremendous,
side.
yes.
2 points.
Tremendously well organised side.
They're a tremendous side and play some superb football, both teams. The thing about one of
big thing about that game was the kick-off, I remember. The ball went downfield and Sean Owen, who eventually scored the winning try, caught the ball in his own corner with the right hand cast corner and drifted across field. And he met Bruce Maguire, hit him with the tackle, must have been the hit of the season.
Yeah, probably.
Nearly cut him in half, took him underneath with the shoulder, and Sean Owen went down with a big sack.
So that, again, unfortunate for Sheffield. The ball didn't go cleanly into touch, but it comes out on the Sheffield side nonetheless. As it's with Powell to Hardy, Hardy to Maiko. Good break by Maiko. Oh, this is a great break by David Maiko. It's going all the way and it's a try. Oh, what a try by David Maiko. Steadman puts the ball high. It's going for David. No, Warren Smiles trying to get the ball. And this time Smiles couldn't take the ball cleanly, but the ball went backwards, and that's relief for Sheffield again. Again, somehow Mick Sheffield managing to survive this pressure from Castleford.
Well, I don't think somehow, Mike. That was excellent defence. Johnny just giving typical Johnny shimmy and Sean slid through the gap, but they took him out on the line.
Still a tremendous player though, Joyner.
Oh, still a tremendous player, and took 3 tacklers out on the line, and then came up when Castle shifted the ball. Sheffield took 25 yards off them and still had the line. That's
and this time it's Mark Aston. Aston, oh, and it's Dickinson, and this must be a Sheffield score. He's going for the line, he must score. It's a score. Oh, brilliant score by the Eagles. A brilliant score by the Eagles, and Mick, just as we were talking about the Eagles' defence, they turned defence into attack, as so often they do. Oh, this is a... Oh, for a moment I thought the referee wasn't going to call there, because Ian Singinelli seemed to knock on, and I thought that Andy Dickinson was going to end up with the ball and give it to Jeff Hardy, but I think there was a knock on by Sheffield as well, and for a moment I thought the referee was going to let Jeff Hardy run with it, but the ball comes out onto the Sheffield side. This time it's Maiko's in. Maiko makes a break. Oh, this is brilliant play by Maiko. A brilliant try by David Maiko, and it's a superb try by this young man. 17 years of age, scores his second try in almost identical circumstances to the first.
But that was only the second game that you'd lost in the First Division, and albeit by a very narrow margin, and certainly the spirit must have still been tremendous at that time. But the difficulty facing you at the time was that you really were nomadic. You didn't have many more games scheduled for Sheffield, only the Wigan game and the Hull game right at the end of the season. And that, I think, is when your trouble started, because I remember that you started using the Chesterfield football club ground at Saltergate for several matches, and I think it's probably true to say, Jeff, and you may confirm this, that the players didn't really like the idea of playing at Saltergate, or didn't like the pitch, I think, because results never went your way there.
Possibly, after the first loss there, and you win at Bramall Lane, you think, I wish we could play there every week, but because it's not possible, we go to Saltergate one week and it's a cold, wet, rainy day and we lose, and you think, oh, do we have to go back there and play again? Can't we go somewhere else? But you know, you got to adjust to that, and each time we went there, we played really good teams there.
Well, I seem to remember the first game you played there was against Leeds.
Well, when I looked at it, because Leeds had had a bad spell, and we should have played them previous, and I thought we'd have beaten them then. And they were able to regroup, and by this time they've got the Australian influence.
Craig Coleman in particular.
Yeah, Craig Coleman and the second row forward he's had as well. And they came to Chesterfield, and they'd got to win that game. And we were playing well, and we didn't play badly against Leeds. And after an hour the game could have gone anyway, and you know, Leeds put some good rugby together and came away with a hard win. But yeah, certainly it wasn't a poor performance, and Leeds was slightly better than us on the day.
Mick, I don't know whether you can remember that game in particular, and some of the tries that were scored, but it was very tight all the way through, wasn't it?
It was, up until the last quarter, and then we just pulled a couple of tries out with Coleman and Devorty combining very well, and playing excellent football, and Izzard and the centre row guy, Laurie, tackling very well and putting a big tackling show on. And Izzard played well until he hit the ball well and got rid of the ball.
Yeah, that was Leeds' best performance of the season, and I think throughout the course of the season we've been a bit unfortunate in that. Sometimes you can drop lucky and catch teams when they're the weakest, when you've got players suspended or injured. We've not had much luck in that respect. We've tended to catch teams when they've been at the strongest.
Yes.
And certainly we caught Leeds at the strongest.
Well, they're just starting a strong run in
that's
their
right.
case.
So they weren't just taking on any couple
Well,
of
we've taken over as coach and we were getting them together. And of course we caught Bradford Northern who were going well at the time. Ivan and Jack were playing well for them and they've got their Australian contingent in. Team were going well. And once again against Bradford, we didn't play badly, but we just found them a bit too strong for us on the day.
Yeah, well, 34 points to 18, Bradford beat you off. I thought at that stage in the season, which was mid-November, that was probably the most convincing defeat that you'd had so far.
It was. We lost a lot of points in the last 10 minutes, which were disappointing.
Yeah.
But up to then, the game could have gone any way.
We lost 6 points in the first minute.
We lost 6 in the first minute and 12 in the last couple of minutes.
That's
which
right.
tended to distort the score a little bit. But over the play, there weren't much between the two teams.
Again, it was a muddy day at Saltergate that day.
Yeah, as you say, we never achieved a win at Saltergate. And, but the teams never looked to make excuses. On the day, we were beaten by a slightly better side.
Already behind in this game after just 3 minutes. Oh, that's a good pass! Good pass by Aston to Maguire. Maguire ran onto that so well, but Wilkinson just managed to hold him back. A superb pass, Mick, to Maguire.
Yeah, that's Sheffield's favourite move again, the flat ball from Aston. 3 men coming flat on the outside. Aston hits one of it after Maguire.
Oh, this is a great... Oh! It's a try! He's given it. And it's Neil Kellett who scores. Again, a short pass this time by Aston. And what a good way to come back into this game, Mick. Oh, what's Gary Van Bellen doing? Tried to score, I think, but not quite getting over. Oh, and this is coming... Oh, this is a great ball. It must be Darrell Powell. It's a great try. A great try for the Eagles. Maguire going to go on the blind side, but no, Aston switches inside. It's Maguire bursting through. Oh, and that's a superb score by Dickinson. A superb break. Pass from Aston to Maguire. Maguire made ground, took on the defence and handed on to Dickinson. Mick, a superb try by the Eagles. And this is Sheffield again. It's Mark Aston, a great pass to Hardy. Oh, this is a great pass to Dickinson. Dickinson very nearly there for the Eagles. 3 yards short of the line. This is a tremendous attacking position by the Sheffield Eagles. They give it out on the blind side, and it's David Nelson who scores a try for the Sheffield Eagles. A tremendous try. Oh, that's a great ball. A great ball to Powell. Powell, a great ball to Gamson. Gamson must be there. He is.
Again, in early November, you had the visit of the mighty Wigan, and of course that's always a highlight these days in anybody's calendar. And you played Wigan at Hillsborough again, where you played St Helens, and again a tremendous turnout of supporters.
Well, on the big occasion, November the 5th, met at Hillsborough. We were looking forward to going back there. We know Wigan obviously were the most difficult team in the game to beat at that stage. They've got Les Davison and Blake going well for them. And we performed creditably. I thought we were probably 10% below our capacity. And although we were well in the game right until the last minute when Wigan scored to make it 22-10, we always in the game. The crucial refereeing decision went against us when we scored a try. The referee thought it was a Sheffield Eagles player that had knocked on, but it was in fact a Wigan hound that knocked the ball down. The game could have been slightly different. But over the course of the play, we never really looked like beating Wigan, although we never allowed them to get away from us.
Good attack by the Eagles. It's Darrell Powell. Powell gives the ball to Maiko. Maiko nearly over. Just 5 yards short, and I think Mr. Colin Morris, the referee, has blown 6 tackles. The ball with Wigan again. That was promising play by the Eagles. And Wigan have lost the ball again. Sheffield have it. This is great. Great by Sheffield. It's Sonny Nicol is there. It's a try by Sonny Nicol.
And that's a lovely little chip from Aston. Well picked up by Gamson, who feeds in field. Oh, there's a chance now for Nelson. If he controls it, that's a great try. That's a wonderfully improvised try, Steve.
The week after losing to Wigan, you travelled twice in a few days to Warrington. You were there in the preliminary round of the Regal Trophy, and you beat them in that game. And I think there was a boast by Mark Aston that you'd go back and beat him again 4 days later in the league, which you did.
Yeah, by this time of the season, I think the players were beginning to realise the importance of winning. It wasn't just a case of playing well. We knew we could play well, but we were realising the professional way of having to win a match. And we went to Warrington on a Wednesday, a really cold, windswept Wednesday night against a team who were riding high in the First Division and had won the Lancashire Club Cup. And it had an important cup tie for us. And our team, a tremendous show of character to come out and win the match by 12 points to 4.
Well, that was the Regal Trophy game, wasn't it?
Regal Trophy game, yes. And it wasn't a pretty performance, but it was one full of determination and guts. And they said they hardened that
Strong
issue of
defence.
winning the match.
Yeah.
Which we did. We got in front and we stayed in front all the game.
Kept him out, that's right.
And then of course 4 days later we went in what we felt was an even more important game, a league game. We've got to get 2 points. And Warrington certainly came out fired up and took a 16-0 lead. And now we're on a team 16-0 down at Warrington, it's good night. But once again, our team showed tremendous determination and ability, because some of the tries we scored were pretty good efforts.
Could have been a costly hesitation, and it's a nice play, variation on the old move. Oh, Nelson's through! That was so easy and so simple. It's a drop back into the ruck. The last time they did that, Warrington, they got away, but this time Sheffield spotted it. But it's Brompton to Sanderson. Oh, it's an interception. He's away. No one's going to catch him. It's Aston. Oh, what a try. That could turn the game. So this will be Sheffield's 5th win of the season in the First Division. 5 and 4. That's. I think Gary Hetherington, after 9 games, would have been happy with 5 wins before the season started. Dickinson stepping inside, gets away. Oh, just stopped short. Well, shipping water now, Warrington. Powell trying to force his way over. The defence was weak there. Nichols scores! That's 34. I make that in extra time.
So we were coming to the end of November, and the club had a tremendous record so far during the season, with some great wins and 1 or 2 narrow losses. On the 26th of November, we found the Eagles visiting a struggling club, Salford, who were already at the bottom, near the bottom of the table, needing points. And of course, the Eagles gained a point at the Willows that day, 20 points all, after being 20 points to 0 down. Gary, that, just looking back, that's the crucial point that made all the difference, although we didn't know it at the time.
No, but we knew after the game had finished that was going to be an important point, if only to sink Salford, because to lose a match from that position was going to be a demoralising defeat for Salford. And it was a moral victory for us, and we knew that point would be important. The manner in which we achieved it was incredible, really. 20-0 down in the First Division game, going into the second half against a team who were really going well. Salford played well in the first half, and to come back from that position showed tremendous character.
Mick, you were at that game again, and I think you were commentating on it for the Eagles that day. What do you remember of it?
I remember it was the worst game of the season. Salford were appalling. They were an appalling side, but it was Sheffield's worst performance of the season. They did everything wrong. Everything that Salford did came off, as bad as it was, and everything that the Eagles did went wrong. Every kick that Mark Aston put in was charged down. People were dropping the ball in their own 25. People were missing tackles, missing men.
So it was just one of those days.
There were 20 points.
I don't think Salford were as bad as you're making them out to be, Nick. They'd had a bad start at season, and all of a sudden they found themselves in control of the game for the first time. It wasn't a high-class performance, but I thought they were proving difficult to handle. I don't think they were as bad as you make them out to me.
If I'd have paid £4 to watch them, I'd have said it was a poor performance.
Yeah. What about the Eagles' tries that day? What brought the Eagles back into the game?
Well, with 30 minutes to go, the Salford were still 20 points in front. They were 20 points up at half-time. The Eagles, on the first 3 times they had possession, in their own 25, turned the ball over on the first tackle in the second half. So it looked as though they were going to carry on the way they'd been playing. But there was just one incident where the Eagles got up to the Salford quarter line, And again, a misdirected pass went to ground. And Michael, who was playing at full back, I believe, turned around and picked the ball up, spun round, stepped to Salford player and shot away like an air, and went straight through the static Salford defence, which, to be honest, had been static all the game, but Sheffield had never exploited it, and was tackled just short of the line, and from the resulting play, the ball nearly Kelly crashed over. And from then on, it was just like plugging a TV in. There'd been no juice before, and they got the juice, and Sheffield just swept Salford away.
That's the third tackle. Switching the ball back to Maguire. Maguire's through. Finds Dickinson. Dickinson well covered there by Gibson. That's good play from Maguire. Perhaps to be the most progressive player in the Eagles ranks today. Aston, dummies, kicks, and it's a try. Try for Neil Kelly. Thoroughly delighted with that is Neil. This is Powell. Turns the ball into Nelson. Nelson looks up. That was very untidy there from Mr. Burke at the play of the ball. It's either going to be a penalty or a scrum down. Can't have the ball back. Oh, Michael with a charge. It's gone inside. Oh, it's gone away. It's away. And Hadley, he scored. What a try. No, he hasn't. My word, I thought Mr. Burke has... Miles is over. Smiles has scored now. What a tremendous run there from Michael. Well, that's broke the deadlock. Cook, Smiles drifting through it. Goggin ball be through. Oh, Nick didn't look up. He had Maguire with him. Wanted another quick slip pass. Maguire had been over. Aston, wide ball is in. He's in. Oh, it's Sheffield's favourite move. Here we go. That's Powell.
Must have been a problem for you on the field that day, because 20-0 down against a team that was struggling in the league. It must have been a bit, must have been dispiriting for you on the field, but obviously you didn't let your heads drop.
Well, it was difficult. I mean, I just thought that everything that Salford did went right, and everything we tried to do went wrong, and the harder we tried, the more it went wrong, which is the way it goes when
Absolutely.
things aren't going right for you. But the second half, we just said, look, we've just got to get some spirit back, we've got to get some pride back, which is what we did. We just kept plugging away, and the points just came late on in the game. And I just think that if you can keep your spirit, as we did in that game, keep having a go at them, keep attacking them, and anything can happen in rugby league, and that's what happened on that day.
And I suspect that's the game that not just kept you in the first division, but probably sent Salford down. Because when, as you say, when you're 20-0 up and you
they were a totally
don't win.
dejected outfit coming off the pitch. That's the first point that they've got for quite a while. But the manner in which they let the other point slip away thoroughly depressed them, and yeah, it would have been a long hard season from there on.
Not surprisingly. But
That game really was a test of the Eagles' character, and they came through with flying colours.
But that was an important time for Darrell, of course, because during November, Darrell became the first Sheffield Eagles player to be selected for a Great Britain Test squad. When Darrell, you were chosen for the squad for the second Test at Ellen Road. Of course, Great Britain were playing New Zealand in a three-test series and went down very badly at Old Trafford, as many of us will remember, in the first Test. And while really the Test coach rang the changes, and one of the changes was that you came into the squad. And I think Darrell was the first Eagles player to ever get anywhere near a Test team at the time. Must have been a tremendous thrill for you at the time, Darrell, you know, with Test selection in your sights.
Yeah, I mean, I'd been involved with Great Britain training squads before, which you know, I'd always thought that I was close to being selected, but I'd never been involved with an actual game in mind. So you know, it's everybody's ambition, obviously, to play for your country. And when I found out, obviously, I was delighted, and you know, I wanted to take a chance.
You were a substitute in that game, but didn't get on the field.
Yes, I was. Yeah. But it was still a great experience being involved.
But of course, later in the season, you were back in line, back being considered, because you did better than in the second Test. It was the Test match in France in February, I think it was, wasn't it? In Perpignan, and you were in the squad again, a substitute again, but this time you got onto the field.
Yeah, Paul Loughlin got injured early on, and I was really surprised because I thought they'd put Graham Stedman on, and I ended up going on, and it was virtually a full game, and I just tried to take my chance, and I thought I'd done that. Played reasonably well, kept my defence pretty tight, and just did what I could with the ball. But I really enjoyed it.
And Gary, it must have been a tremendous feeling for you to see Darryl going onto the international stage, hopefully the first of many. But Darryl will always be, in years to come, known as the first player from the Eagles to represent Great Britain.
It was fitting that Darryl was to be the first full international. I think the first, many things really, the first signing for the club, the first county play that we had at the start of this season. And yeah, Darryl's achieved all the firsts. And it certainly fitted that they should become the first international. And I think the club's gained a certain amount of recognition in that department because they also went on to get Sonny Nicol, Anthony Fowler and David Nye co-selected for the Great Britain under-21 squad. And I feel we're now quite a number of players who are not far away from full internationals.
The whole crowd claiming offside, but it's a knock-on. Anthony Farrell picked the ball up but didn't pick it up from an offside position, in fact. So it's going to be Hull to put the ball in. Greg Mackey comes out on the Hull side. Mackey gets the ball. Mackey gives the ball out to Eastwood. This is a good Hull try. And now it's Noel Cleal, the big man from Australia. But Hull lose the ball. It's Broadbent, Paul Broadbent with it. And this again is a chance for Sheffield. They've got 5 tackles now. They're about 35 yards from the Hull line. What can they do with it? That's ball lost by Smiles, but picked up by... Oh, this is a chance for Sheffield. It's David Nelson. He could be there. It's a try by David Nelson. It's going out towards Noel Cleal, who's very wide, but Pearce keeps the ball. Pearce is going to score. It's a good try by Gary Pearce.
Yes, going to the Hull, to the Boulevard, they were determined to get a win. That was a pretty uninspiring match. I think the defence is certainly on top, and the game was going to go either way. Hull were a little bit better than us. They scored a couple of individual tries, one well-worked try from the scrum. No, we scored a good try, and Jeff Hardy had an outstanding game. We didn't really do enough to win that match, and that was a big disappointment because I felt that we had let ourselves down a little bit at the Boulevard.
But then I think there was an even more disappointing game that followed as we came into the new year. You were playing a home game this time at Bellevue in Wakefield, and your opponents were Featherstone Rovers, who were, you were competing with at that stage. You were just dropping down the table, and Featherstone were just rising up the table. And really, if you'd beaten Featherstone on that particular day, it was a night match, I seem to remember, then I think that would have put a lot of space between you and Featherstone, would have made you a lot more secure. And of course, you were in the lead for much of the game, but eventually lost it. Darryl, can you remember much about that match?
I think we were 20 points to 12 in front with about 20 minutes to go, and really we should have won it quite comfortably. But a few defensive errors let them through, and they beat us easily in the end, 30 points to 20. And I think that we deserve to get beat. We should have won comfortably from that position. And defensively we were very poor in the last 20 minutes. And that was a big turning point in the season, I think.
It certainly was. Mick, I seem to remember Derek Fox playing an important part in that game for Featherstone Rovers.
Certainly did. It's strange how things stick in your mind. I was talking to Peter Fox, the coach, before both the Featherstone games, both at Featherstone and at Wakefield. And in the first game he was supremely confident and got beat by 37 points. And at the Wakefield game he wasn't confident at all. His team came out and produced the goods. I think Sheffield threw that game away, frankly.
I seem to remember Bruce Maguire again. Bruce Maguire made 2 mistakes in the season, I remember. One was the kicking into touch at Wigan, against Wigan. And then in that game, Bruce gave away a penalty.
Silly penalty. It was only 10 minutes to go, and Sheffield were 8 points in front. And Bruce insisted on holding somebody down and making a show of it, and was penalised. And from that point, I don't think Sheffield touched the ball.
That was a real turning point in the season when you look back.
Yes.
Because
You were struggling
We
from that
lost
point
from a winning
onwards.
position. 20 points to 12. The key incident was unfortunate injury to Warren Smiles.
Yeah.
Warren broke his leg.
Yeah.
There was a stoppage in play in about 3 minutes before Warren came off. And from the resulting scrum, Featherstone scored a try, done back in the game. Now, when we look back, that was a real turning point because we should have won that match, which would have put us well outside of Featherstone. It would have given us 13 points and they'd have only had 2. But not only did we lose the game, we gave Featherstone a fighting chance of survival. We also lost Warren Smiles, who had a big influence on our play, and shortly afterwards we lost Jeff Hardy. And to lose those 2 quality players and a match that we should have won meant that the season was going to be a struggle from there on.
Still battling away down the middle of the field. I think we've had 4 tackles so far. Mark Aston gets the ball, gives it to the man in support, Warren Smiles. Good pass by Smiles. Paul Broadbent, who's got the ball now. Jeff Hardy, sorry, I keep getting these wrong. It's... Oh, this is a great opportunity for Sheffield. It's a brilliant try. A tremendous try by Andy Young. Oh, that's a good play. Oh, and this is an interception. It's an interception by Darryl Powell. Can he make his way through? It's got a man in support. It's Jeff Hardy. He's away. He must be there. Oh, what a try by the Eagles. A vital moment in the game, this. That's a good ball to Maguire. Maguire bursting through. This is a great opportunity. Can he get there? Oh, it must be a try. It must be a try. It is a try for the Sheffield Eagles. A tremendous score.
We had to bounce back against Wellington a week later. And I remember going into that match against the Wellington side who suffered 2 defeats against us. They came very determined to beat us. And it wasn't a poor performance by us, but on the day we were narrowly beaten. And
playing at Doncaster now.
Yeah, this was the first of a series of matches at Doncaster. And I felt on the day, without making excuses, we were the victim of some refereeing decisions that altered the course of the game. And Wellington came out with a narrow victory. That put 3 successive league defeats by Hull, Featherstone and Wellington. There were 3 teams who we felt we had a good chance of beating, and of course came out of it with no points at all. And as I said, we went into the game having suffered the Featherstone defeat and lost Warren, and knew that was going to be Jeff Hardy and Bruce Maguire's last game.
Sure.
And the season was always going to be a long one from there on.
Oh, that's nice play from Compton, using the full-back on the wide. Drummond comes in. That's good play. That's a terrific try. Into the last 5 minutes. Oh, that's a good ball from Compton. Corner is in. Corner is in. Yes. Cullen Clark offside. Tapping the ball now. Sheffield. This is Hardy. This is Maguire. He made the bust. Has he got the legs? Goal. Goal. Oh, this is a try. Brilliant try from Maguire. Brilliant try.
We followed the Wellington game up by having to go to Wigan on a Tuesday night.
That's right.
And it was this game that Richard Pixley made his debut.
Yeah.
Richard had been...
4 players made the debut that night.
Yes,
Sure,
we had to go to Wigan and to Leigh without the 3 lads who had been picked for the Great Britain under-21s, which was a cruel blow. And Richard Pixley came into the side for the first game. He signed for us in the summer from Lochlein under-19s, and it started pretty impressively in go aheads. Asking order Richard, who went to Mark Preston. He came out of the game pretty well. He played well with Richard and showed plenty of potential.
And scored some tremendous tries for you, actually.
Oh yes,
He's not in the Wigan game.
That was a good start for him to make his debut at Wigan. And as you said, the other players made the debut as well.
Dobson, Willie Elton.
Yeah, we brought in Dobson, and of course a big signing at that time was Francis Leota, who we brought fresh from the New Zealand tour. We brought Francis to replace Bruce Maguire. Always obviously a difficult game to go to Wigan. We played much better than played much better than the score suggested. We're 6-2 after an hour.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed to go out 30 points to 2, but Wigan knew they'd been in a game. But yeah, again, another defeat. And
because Wigan had watched you win the sevens on their ground a few months before, so they must have had a lot of respect for you.
yes, and Wigan are such a professional side that always going to be difficult to beat, especially on their own ground. They were fresh from winning the Regal Trophy, and yeah, as I said, we were now in the middle of a losing spell, and it gets more difficult to get out of it.
Certainly, and then you went to Lee, didn't you? And
I went to Lee, and that was a big match. That was a
game.
big match because Lee had gone well. They'd beaten Bradford, they'd beaten St Helens. They were going well at that time, were Lee, and we knew that we had to catch them. We knew that at the end of the season they were going to be tottering, and that was a 4-pointer. We were confident of winning that game, and you know, we'd had some changes. We didn't have Bruce Maguire, we didn't have Jeff Hardy, we didn't have Warren Smiles, but we did have Francis Leota, and we did have Eddington and Tuau Nikau, and Tuau had an excellent first game. But once again, it was a game that got away from us after an hour, just like a lot of other games. In the game, got a chance of winning it. And I well remember that Lee scored a really spectacular try. David Ruane went just after about 4 players. Yeah. At that time, the team that scored were going to win the match, and Lee got a spectacular try and scored a couple near time to get a convincing victory.
Set deep now, the Eagles. They're shipping the ball out. Aston now. That's a nice play. This is Powell. That's brilliant play from the Eagles. Powell with a chance to run. Knocks tacklers off. And he's got over. That's a tremendous try. This is Nick out. Chance to run. Finds Aston. Aston in support, looking for people. Finds Gamson. Powell's inside. Powell's away. Powell's away. He's gone. Oh, tremendous play. Just gets the ball up to Dickinson at the last minute. Tremendous play from the Eagles. This is Nick Al. Certainly had a good game, that man. Aston finds Powell. That's the favourite move. That's the move that they score from. It's a bit late now.
Well, of course, at the beginning of February, it was at Barnsley, wasn't it? That again, I think that was the 7th home ground altogether.
Yes, it was, and
a great day, I seem to remember.
It was a tremendous game, and that's one of the most inspiring victories of the season because at the end of a losing sequence, we've been to Bala the week before in the Cup, and that gave us the chance to get a win. We didn't play well at Bala, and there were many matches where we played better and lost. But we went to Bala in the Cup, they were down and out, and they played well on the day, and we didn't, but we won, and that was important. We got a win, an elusive win. But the week after, Wakefield Trinity, the first of 2 matches against Trinity, we've drawn them in the second round. That was always going to be the most important one for us. We've got to get 2 points. We're playing against a team, Wakefield, who were in the top 4. Match at Barnsley, first time ever, rugby league at Barnsley. A big crowd, a great occasion.
Good crowd, yeah.
And we put on one of our most impressive performances.
All the way.
Full of determination, and we really stopped everything that we Wakefield threw at us.
22 points to turn it was at the end.
We scored well, we won that game well.
But in the meantime, Sheffield have been awarded a penalty by Mr. Whitfield, and Mark Aston has elected to go for goal. He's just about 35, nearly 40 yards out from the goal line. 10 minutes gone, and of course this would give the Eagles a welcome lead. It's a difficult kick though in these swirling conditions, although I must say the pitch is absolutely marvellous here at Oakwell. It's certainly a credit to the Barnsley club. And that's a goal. It's a superb goal from Mark Aston. Oh, Nickel gives a good pass out to Maiko. And this is good play by the Eagles. The Eagles supporters trying to get behind their side. I think they're a bit outnumbered by Trinity fans today, but this is Leota again. Good play by the Eagles. Leota just trying to burst his way through the defence. Just 10 yards out now, and it's with Owen. Mark Aston is tackled, and this must be a try by Powell. And that's a great try by the Sheffield Eagles. A good kick by Aston. Aston was tackled off the ball as well, Mick. So it may well have been an obstruction try, but good play by the Eagles, and this is more like it. Mark Aston going to take the goal kick. And, well, 35 yards out. If he can get this, Mick, the Eagles will be 6 points ahead, which will be a useful lead to be going into the half-time break with. And it's Mark Aston kicks the goal now, and it's there. But it's David Close about to take the ball from acting half-back. Gives it to Anthony Farrell. Farrell well tackled, though, by Ray Price. My goodness, another big Ray Price tackle. And Anthony will have felt that one. Good play by the Eagles. Oh, this is good play. It's Darryl Powell. And he can't quite get the ball. He keeps making those breaks, Mick, but he can't quite get the ball away to his men in support. The defence closes in quickly.
No, it's tremendous play that though from Sheffield. They took the ball right over the other side of the field before they brought it back. And as he's quite right, they just couldn't get close enough to Darryl.
This is a good... Oh, this is good play. It must be a try. It's Taweri Nikau. And that looked like an innocuous kick at first, but my goodness, sometimes the strangest things come off, Mick. What a good replacement, and this is good play. Oh! That was fortunate, and this is Gamson. Oh, good pass by Gamson to Grimolby. Grimolby keeps going. Oh, close, good play to Powell. Goal, Powell's got to be there. Oh, it is there. Tremendous try. Darryl Powell.
Your next game was at Leeds, and you mentioned earlier that you've hit a lot of teams just as they're starting to hit form again, and I think Leeds were on form when you went to Headingley.
They'd just been battered by 90 points to nil, but we thought we might catch them a bit complacent. But yeah, the Leeds game was a disappointment. We only scored 2 points. The first 15 minutes we scored 3 scoring opportunities and didn't take any of them. And then Leeds scored against the middle of the play and never looked back. And that's the first time I felt that any team came off the pitch against us and said that we'd beaten Sheffield Eagles easily.
It's the biggest losing margin.
And that's the first time in the season that we'd suffered such a defeat.
But I suppose you'd probably say that wasn't a surprise, but then you had a series of games coming up which were going to be absolutely crucial, because the following week you were playing Barrow at home, and the week after that you were playing Lee at home, and then the week after that it was Castleford at home. Now, all those 3 teams, Barrow of course were virtually cut off from the rest, but you had to beat them. Lee and Castleford were both at that time deep in the relegation battle. Castleford, surprisingly, who would have expected that? But nonetheless, as I say, there were 3 absolutely crucial games. You had to win at least 2 of them, if not 3.
Yeah, by this time we knew the difficulty of picking up points in the First Division, and the importance of winning. And obviously some teams you have a better chance of beating than others. We played Barrow, we simply could not afford to slip up. And the team gave a very professional performance against Barrow. We stopped them scoring and scored our record First Division score and scored some spectacular tries.
Leota steps and goes. Overloading this side, Sheffield. The long ball. Grimolby's over. Yes, that was on right from the start. Aston, and the penalty, yes. Clayton well offside, this is a chance. Broadbent must score, he does so. Good ball from below, but that's good work from Andy. He takes all the weight off his forwards, gives his forwards that extra 10, 15 seconds to have a breather, and they can run with force. Aston slips out, nice play. Finds Leota. Leota's got Aston outside, he got Powell. Powell has he got the legs. Got Nickel. Nickel. It's going to go. It's Nickel. Gamson. Oh, what a try. Aston. Oh, sells the dummy. He got close. Close has got men. It's Nickel. Nickel can go. Yes, he gets over the line and puts it down. That's a terrific try. Aston gets the ball away to Cook. Cook gets it away to Leota, and Leota just couldn't quite get it up to Broadbent. Broadbent now handles out to Aston. Aston, Michael Powell goes, and it's over. That's brilliant play from the Eagles. Leota goes through, turns it up to Aston. Aston gets it into close. Oh, it's a smashing ball. Oh, it just didn't come off that time. He can't have too many, but it's still going. Nelson gets the ball to Powell. Powell, oh, a beautiful ball. Oh, that's a try. That's the try of the season for me. Tremendous play from the Eagles. This is Leota. Oh, and that's a bust. He's got Dickinson and Gamson. Give it, give it, give it. Oh, he's handed him off. Oh, that's a wonderful try.
Well, now here's another break. There's Dickinson away.
Space now. Oh, he's beaten man. He's got to get it in. He got the ball to Aston. Aston to Nickau. Nickau, can he make it? Yeah, he's over. Oh, what a try. This is Dickinson this time, and a good ball from Nickau. This is good play. It's wide open. Keep the ball alive when you're in. Nickel standing up. Well, he just wanted another pass. All over the place, the Lee defence.
Yeah, certainly. Good, very good handling and support by Sheffield. If it was going to be critical in the end, I think perhaps Nickel could have got rid to men inside, and they might have gone over.
Powell now. Nickau gets the ball away. That's another one. Well, that's non-stop pressure from Sheffield. Good play from Sheffield.
Good sequence of short, close passes there, which got a bit of room for Kellett, and he almost picked up the man on his outside, just tackled before he could offload.
A nice variation as well from the penalty. Oh, this is Michael. Got Dickinson in. Oh, wonderful combination from Michael. Powell and Dickinson, as they were talking. Big run that from Sonny. And it's a ball. That's the old move. That's Sheffield's favourite move. Probably scored more tries off that this season than anything else. And Kellett's in. Oh, well done, Neil. Well done, lad. And again, good constructive play from Sheffield. Well, here we go, Broadbent. Seem to be doing things at will now, Sheffield. Seem to be toying with Lee. Making wrong options and getting away with it. Doherty. Oh, Gamson gets the ball out. Tens up with Aston. Aston will score. Now he gets it into Powell. Well, there were bits of odds and sods about that. So, Sheffield back into Lee territory, and Nickau's got space. He's got men, he's got Powell. Powell's got the ball tied up and can't release it. It's covered by Dunn and Rapati. Again, good play from Sheffield. It's the ball. Nicky's going over. 2 substitutes have scored. That's 40 points. So as you go into the last 3 minutes, still 42-0, and Gamson's away. Has he got round the back? He's got round the floor. Oh, well done, Mark Gamson.
And then, of course, we had a rare Friday night game for the Eagles, again at Doncaster, this time against Castleford, and that turned out to be one of the most exciting games in the First Division anywhere this season.
Tremendous occasion at Huddersfield. The ground was full, the game got put back quarter of an hour to let all the fans in. Good floodlights, good facilities, two teams bang on form by that time and rarely to have a go at each other. We'd already had two encounters previously with Castleford and were determined to make it third time lucky.
They needed the points, didn't they?
They've got to win, they're only one place better off than us. We beat them, they're in the bottom three. And yes, Castleford under a lot of pressure. Of course, Jeff Hardy in the Castleford ranks at this time. And really tremendous match, tremendous occasion, full of exciting rugby. We played well, Castleford played well. And that's another match, a close run affair that we came out just behind.
Nick, you were there that night, can you remember much about it?
Certainly can. Echo everything that Gary said. It was a superb night. But again, I think it's a game that the Eagles had won. And they'd done everything to win because Castleford played very well. And they were leading.
With just a few minutes to go.
Just a few minutes to go, and I think it was Sonny Nicol gave a penalty away again for holding down and messing about with the tackler. And from the resulting penalty, Castleford scored a try through Samson. And they were fortunate to do so. I mean,
and then shortly afterwards, Mark Aston got sent off.
And shortly afterwards, Mark Aston got sent off.
Again, a crucial event in the season.
It was, yes.
Mark
was
such a vital cog in the wheel.
Looking as though he'd go through two complete seasons, scoring in every match, and had come on throughout the season, a big part of our side. All of a sudden we're going to be without him. But losing the match was a blow, because we gave him so much and played well. And if we got 2 points against Castleford, that was certainly no relegation fears, but we didn't. And I think that took a lot out of us.
And it put the pressure right back on you.
Nicol, it's the line, gets clear. Oh, he's storming away! Get over, son! Oh, it's a try and a half! Close, Powell. Oh, well, David Close there went and drifted away from Powell. Really wanted a quick transfer. Nicol gets the ball away. Oh, what a try! Oh, Michael snapping that up. And Nicol doing absolutely the right thing on the short side.
We had to go to Bradford the week after, and I felt we were still suffering from the Castleford defeat when we played Bradford. We'd lost his edge, and we were pretty disappointing performance.
Never an easy team to play against Bradford, are they?
No, always going to be a difficult match to win at Tunstall, and we scored some good tries. Richard Pixley came back into the side. He deserved an opportunity again, and we got off to a good start. Hoisted the high ball. Mark Gamson followed it up. He scored a good try in the corner, and
Pixley went in a little.
and then Richard scored a tremendous opportunist try. Showed a lot of determination and pace to score at the corner, because we're without Mark Aston for the first time, and we missed a lot of goal kicks, and scored 4 good tries against 5 that came off the beaten side.
And David Close puts the ball up, under pressure. Francis is now happy, and that's a man to play on. That's a try! Oh, I was going to say that Richie Francis never been happy under the high ball.
Good control by Andy Holt. There was only the first tackle. Other weeks we've been given a ball there and losing the possession, so a bad pass there, but it's been picked up by Pixley. Straight around his man, that'll score in the corner.
Oh, a try from the young man. So 6 minutes gone to the second half. And Elliwell. Oh, that's good tackling from Neil Kellett, and he's lost the ball. Chance of a try for Nicol. Oh, that was good defence. And it's a try. Well, Sonny Nicol did tremendously well there. This is Leota. Gets the ball up to Cook. Nice passage of play there from the Eagles. Close, Michael, Nicol, got to get the ball away. Pixley with a chance. Oh, that man's quick. My word, that man's quick. He's so quick, the referee wasn't sure whether to give it or not.
The most important match of the season now came up. It was against Salford, and you had to beat them. That was a game that, you know, promised 2 points, but you had to take them. And it wasn't easy, Dale, was it, that day?
No, it was a very difficult game. I mean, I was struggling. I had a blister that got infected, and I was struggling to play. I just felt that Gary himself felt that I needed to play to try and boost the lads' confidence. And I thought we played well for part of the game. In the second half, we slipped away badly after they had a player sent off, and they run us very close.
They threatened to do to you what you'd done to them at Salford.
That's right, yeah.
And by then they were down, weren't they? But
yeah, they were down, but no pressure on them really. They were coming to enjoy playing and hoping to snatch a win. That game, both our New Zealand players had outstanding games. Nikau and
Nikau scored a great
particular,
try.
he scored a great individual try to put us 13-0 up. And Francis Layout knew the importance of winning. And the team showed a lot of character because we played well. We got 13-0 up at half time. Neil Kellett crashed over in the second half, and it's 17-0, the game was won. We had a crazy 10-minute spell when we seemed to lose all our professionalism, and of course Salford got a man sent off, and then, as often happens, they hit us with two good tries. 17-12, we were in with the match, and we've got to win. And
that put you on 19 points with just 3 games to go.
We felt that at 19, I'd felt all along that 19 would be enough to stay up. 19, 20 points were going to be enough. Featherstone still had matches to win. Lee had a difficult run in. Lee had a difficult run in, and they were on 18. And yes, that Salford result was a vital one.
And the very last game against Hull on Easter Sunday, you went into the game still needing the points because you couldn't rely on Lee losing at Wigan the following day, although you know, as history shows, they did lose that day. But it must have been a disappointing day for you really on Easter Sunday because you were playing back in Sheffield for the first time for a long time, and Hull just ran away with the game.
Yeah, we were hoping to end on a really big occasion, and the winner would have been a tremendous finale to the season.
Another pretty good crowd as well.
Yes, big crowd turned up, a lot of Sheffield folk, first time in Sheffield since November, and we're playing a Hull side who were going well. They'd won 7 consecutive games, but I felt ready to be beat. And but on the day, we didn't play well enough to win. The players gave everything they got, but it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, there was a tremendous Hull try that
right
set
at
up by
time,
Cleo.
yes. The 3 overseas players that Hull had, Mackie and Cleo in particular, played extremely well. And we gave a lot, but it wasn't quite enough. Hull had just a bit too much in hand for us. And of course we ran away with the game in the second half.
Despite heavy defeats then at both Widnes and St Helens, and in that vital last match against Hull, Sheffield managed to stay in the top flight by virtue of Wigan defeating Lee.
Well, Darryl Powell, a tremendous season for Sheffield Eagles, a tremendous season for you personally. What do you, just looking back at the season, what do you regard as the highlight from a personal point of view?
Well, I just think at the start of the season, everybody was saying Sheffield Eagles aren't going to win a game. They're going to go straight back down, and I don't think they counted on the spirit that's at the club. And I think that it all came together, the spirit that is, when we were 20-0 down against Salford. We came back, we drew the game, we got a point, and at the end of the day, that's what's kept us up, and that's what really. That was the high point.
That's the point that made all the difference.
Sticks in my mind.
And what do you look forward to for next season, Darryl? How do you see the club progressing?
Well, if we improve, which we have done over the past 6 seasons, then that'll be good enough. Just improvement.
Gary, you're the boss. You've been the man who's masterminded the whole operation over the 6 years of the club's life. There must have been many highlights for you, of course, over the years, going right back to day one. But what about season 1989-90? What sticks out for you?
The win at Featherstone, the second one of the season, and then lost against St Helens. And the quality of rugby that we played, I remember watching the game from back of the post at Featherstone and just listening to the Featherstone fans, how complimentary they were of the quality of the Sheffield play. And the manner in which we won the match, and with superb rugby, I knew that we'd arrived then. And I think that's the match that sticks out in my memory most of all.
Some tremendous tries. Mick McGowan, you and I have commentated on quite a few games this season. You've seen most of the Eagles games. Which is the highlight for you?
Well, I have to go with Darrell. I think the turning point in the game at Salford, after 60 minutes of absolutely inept performance by the Eagles, and David Michael picking a ball up and just suddenly switching the game, showed what tremendous character the team had. Most teams at by that stage of the game, after that kind of a performance, would have collapsed. But not the Eagles. They had total faith in their own abilities.
And showed what ability young David had as well.
Showed the ability David had,
he was.
but the whole team showed the character that's really kept them in the first division.
This season, 1989-90, must be the outstanding memory for everybody connected with the Eagles. But what's your own individual, what will you remember this season by? Any particular incident or game?
No, I don't think one particular incident or game, Mike, to be quite honest with you. I think what I've remembered from the season is the gradual improvement which the players have shown over the past 3 or 4 seasons. They've all become men and they're not boys. When you watch them in the Premiership final last year, they still looked as though they could develop a lot. There's still a lot in them. But to see the lads come on as they have come on, it's been a pleasure to watch, and the total commitment that the boys have given, the men have given now, it's just been unbelievable.
From being a good second division side to an established first division one.
That's right, at the end of the day we've done what Fulham and Carlisle have never done. They've come up from the second division, gone into the first division, and they've gone straight back down. At the start of the season, we set a sights on being fourth from the bottom. We've achieved that. It may seem a slight achievement to some people, but it's significant. It's very significant to see that these lads, with the addition of the superb Australian signings, Hardy, Maguire, and then later Leota and Nick Howe, they've been the icing on the cake.
Sure.
But the young lads, as I say, have now become men, mature players and quality players that can go on to have a big international future. When you look at such as Nickel or Michael, Cook, that haven't been even considered yet. Aston is an international player.
A lot of players who are now seasoned first division players. We've got Jeff Hardy with us as well. Jeff featured so prominently in the first half of the season with the Eagles. Jeff, is there any particular thing that you'll remember about playing with the Eagles this year? Any particular incident that springs to your mind?
I think it definitely have to be the win against Widnes. I remember on the Wednesday night when they beat Canberra, Sheffield, we took a bus down to Old Trafford to watch them play. And Canberra, are the team in the Sydney Premiership. They're the number ones at the moment. We watched them play, and Widnes absolutely, blasted them apart there. At one stage, scoring length of the field tries, and on the way back, we thought it was an awesome task against them, the new world champions. But to come out that day at Bramall Lane and score a couple of tries myself and be in such a convincing win was just truly superb. And because the game was on TV, so everyone got to see Sheffield Eagles play probably for the first time in the first division, and such a marvellous performance.
And such a contribution from you in the game yourself as well.
Yeah, well, that just made it even that much better. And to see us on telly singing in the dressing room was
tremendous.
Tremendous, it really was.
It certainly was. We've got the other half of the Hetherington team here with us, of course, because it's not just Gary, but it's Kath, who's one of the directors of the Sheffield Eagles. And Kath, you sit on the Rugby League Council, I think. So I think you were the only female. I think that there is one other now, isn't there?
No. I don't think there'll be any more.
You don't think there'll be any more? Right, that's... I won't ask you why.
Far too chauvinistic.
Right. But coming back to season 89-90, which is the memory that you'll treasure, do you think?
Well, unfortunately, it's like Kelly. It's the Featherstone match. I was born in Featherstone, and beating Featherstone like we did, it was just so out of this world to me. Especially after the supporters had sort of walked from Sheffield to play there. I knew that we'd arrived, that we'd stay in the first division.
Well, Mark, an outstanding season for the club, an outstanding season for you as well, until of course that fateful day in March. But really, there must be a lot of tremendous memories for you from this season. What do you pick out as the highlight, as far as you're concerned?
That was probably beating Widnes, like Jeff said, after they won the World Cup Championship on Wednesday. And probably the highlight for the team and definitely for me.
Yeah. Anything in particular that sticks out from that game, or did it all sort of go past in a blur?
Yeah, Jeffrey's when he's giving it the big salute. Jeffrey Hardy.
Yes.
What do we say?
Tremendous, good. And how do you look forward to next season?
Yeah, I think if lads have a good pre-season this season and stick together, I think we'll do really well next year.
Do you think you'll be in the top 8 next
Top 8
season at this time?
Definitely.
That then was the Eagles' first record-breaking season in rugby's top flight. It's been shown that there exists a solid base on which to build an established club for many seasons to come.
Beautiful ball! Oh, that's the try of the season for me. Tremendous play from the Eagles.